Hello. Today we're talking about death. Yes, the end of everything. How exciting. Um, really, it's all about the absolutely terrifying concept of not being around anymore. So, my plan to, avoid that dread is to ignore it. Because, it's going to happen, and I'm not looking forward to it, and thinking about it leads to thinking about it more. And so, while it's fun to maybe uh, dance with the topic a bit, um, a deeper introspection into death only leads to terrible places. Um, I mean, I can't say for certain, but if like an individual is surrounded by death, then there could be some sort of there definitely is some sort of desensitization to it. People at war, they're like killing people and stuff, and they're probably not thinking about how they're dying, and like they become comfortable with the concept, I suppose, of, well, I guess killing a person, but of death. But also, interesting thought about the smaller parts of it, like killing bugs. I kill a lot of bugs every year, whether I'm stepping on them or they're smashing into my windshield as I'm driving. But bugs die a lot, and the bug population is decreasing, unfortunately, because bugs are somewhat good for the environment and stuff. But besides that, those bugs aren't aware they're going to die, and when they do die, they're not really that, shook up about it. They're not all bent out of shape, being all dead and stuff. Well, because they're dead. And so when that happens to me, I'm not going to be all bent out of shape when I'm dead. But I still don't like thinking about it at this moment, So that's my solution to stop thinking about it. That's why it works. Because just like, don't do this, but imagine you're a bug and you get hit by a car and then you're dead. Well, now you're dead and it doesn't really matter. And I mean, you can die at any instant, certainly. But the likelihood of that changes over time. So, like, when I was a baby, probably much more likely to die as I'm quite fragile. But now that I've built up this system of my life that makes me not die, I mean, driving is still, cutting it close. But honestly, I'm way less likely to die now than way before. And now, whenever I'm wicked old in the future, I'll be more likely to die. But as long as I, keep up my now, as in like staying in the present moment, then death is far away. And that's where you want to keep death. You don't want to keep death close. If you keep death close, you feel something bad. At least that's how I feel. Maybe you're just really cool and don't feel that way. But the thoughts of like not being around is not ideal. So keep death away and keep the present, the moment, close. Because, well, that's all you got. And, well, I mean, this could be a hot take, but death is bad. Okay. Ooh. Actually, I was thinking about this a couple days ago about how the reason behind death, and it's not like the real reason, There is no reason to anything. Nothing has meaning. But you can't unlearn how to do derivatives. You know? That's why we die. Because you can't unlearn derivatives. Once you have that knowledge, it's there. And that neural connection of how to do a derivative is not going to go away. It's just going to be there. Unless you, like, cut it out. But we don't do that. And that's why people die. So that those old neural pathways that helped them survive, the now, go away and bring in new neural pathways to help the new ones survive now. That's why there's no immortal creatures, I guess, besides those jellyfish, but they're really just given birth of themselves, I think. And they don't even have a brain, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, for the fresh start, that's what it's for. And I mean, maybe reincarnation is something that happens. I don't believe it. I think when you die, it's just over. I don't like that thought, so I'm gonna stop thinking about it. But I suppose I ought to give my thoughts about it before I stop thinking about it for, like, forever, hopefully. But that's all I got. So, toodles.